your core is made up by much more than just those muscles that are worked by crunches and sit-ups. In fact, crunches and sit-ups could be making some of the problems and some of the things that you see in the look that you're trying to go for worse. So what we want to focus on is the core as a whole, which pretty much runs from here to here and then up the back as well. So we want to activate and engage and wake up those deep core muscles that will make a nice little inner girdle, if you will, something that just kind of pulls everything, keeps it nice and together, and protects that back and helps you to stop overusing, some of the other muscle groups, your hips, your knees, your quads, and engage that core, that powerhouse, the foundation of your body. So we're going to start in mountain pose. You want your feet directly beneath your hips. You're going to stand up tall, roll those shoulder blades back and down. So here's where we get caught, maybe standing like this. We're going to keep it in. So tuck that pelvis in, activate those lower abs, roll those shoulder blades back, strong arms down. We're going to take 5 deep breaths here. So in through the nose and out through the nose. In yoga and in life, breathing is very important. At any time that you want to cool down, you can breathe out through your mouth. But to heat up the body and really help with mobility and flexibility, you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. So nice, big, deep breaths. Your head is stacked above your chest. Your chest is stacked above your pelvis. You're rooted down, grounded into your feet. So there's an upward current of energy coming up the front of your body, and then you're rooted down in the back of your body. This is a great pose to take if you're having a bad day. It will kind of wake you up and get you going. And take a big inhale, arms come up, reach to the sky, and then swan dive. So you're going to hinge from your hips, swan dive all the way down. So the belly is still active. The belly button's pulled into the spine. You're still using your bottom and your legs. Your fingers are reaching down to the ground or just hanging. Relax your neck, relax your shoulders. You're going to inhale and come to a flat back. So if your hands are here on your shins, if your hands are here on your quads, if you can reach the ground and come to a flat back, do so, and then all the way down to the ground. From here, you're going to step out and drop down to your knees. So from your knees, you want your wrists right beneath your shoulders, your knees right beneath your hips, and your feet are active and engaged. So that belly, the second you push into your feet, the second that belly activates. You're going to shift your weight forward and then slowly lower all the way to the ground. Very good. Hands right underneath your shoulders. You're going to take a big inhale and exhale up to cobra. So here you're pushing into your foundation, pushing into the tops of your feet, you're pushing into your pelvis, and you're using your back muscles to come up to that cobra. You're going to exhale to the floor. You're going to come back through all fours. You're going to tuck your toes and then lift those sit bones to the sky for down dog. So your knees can be bent here. They can be straight. But the goal is to distribute the weight between your hands and your feet. So wide fingers, you're pushing through your thumb and your index finger. So that's to protect your wrist. Those heels are pushing down towards the ground. And your shoulders are still wrapped and pushed down, like you're trying to push them into your back pockets, and your neck is nice and relaxed. Still breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Nice big deep breaths. We're going to drop back down to all fours. Untuck those toes. Shift that weight forward. Lower all the way to your belly. Push through that foundation. Rise up to cobra. Lower it down. Come back to all fours. Tuck those toes and push up to down dog. We're going to do a couple like this, and you're going to try to flow with your breath. So take a nice big inhale, nice big exhale. One more nice big inhale. You're going to exhale down to your knees. Shift that weight forward and all the way to your belly. Big inhale. Exhale up to cobra. Relax it down. Bring it back to all fours. Push it back to down dog. You do not have to flow with my breath. The goal is to flow with your own breath. So each movement gets an inhale or an exhale. So here in down dog, you want to open up those shoulders. So the creases of your elbows, the inside of your elbows, are turned in towards your ears. Those heels are dropping down to the ground. We're going to flow straight through a couple more of these. So take it down to your knees. Elbows stay in nice and tight to the body. Take it down to your belly. Up to cobra. Back down. All fours. Back to down dog. Keep it going. Lower it down. Elbows stay nice and tight to the body. Up to cobra. Back to the floor. Back to all fours. Back to down dog. 4 more. Drop to your knees. Elbows in nice and tight down to the floor. Up to cobra. Back to the floor. To all fours. Back to down dog. 3 more. Down to your knees. Elbows in. Up to cobra. Down to the floor. To all fours. Back to down dog. I'm going to let you flow these last 2 on your own. We'll all meet in down dog. Very good. You're going to carve a line with your nose, looking up to your fingertips. Step those feet up toward your hands. A nice forward fold. So that nothing serious here. Legs are bent and soft. Head is relaxed. Shoulders are back. You're going to inhale to that flat back, wherever that is for you. Exhale back down to the floor. Engage your bottom, engage those lower abs, and rise all the way up, reaching towards the ceiling, and then flowing straight back down. And inhale up to a flat back, exhale back down to the mat, and then just step that right leg back. You're going to open up. So open up that foot, heel down to the ground. So your foot is parallel to the back of your mat. And then you're going to push through both feet and rise all the way up to warrior one. The end goal, you're still breathing here, in through your nose and out through your mouth, or in through your nose and out through your nose. The end goal is to sink down so that that knee is right over your ankle. If you're up here, that's perfectly fine. You're exactly where you need to be. So arms are straight up towards the ceiling. Hips are pointing straight towards that front wall. Exhale all the way down. You're going to turn that back toe up and then step it up to meet the other. Inhale to flat back. Exhale down. Engage those glutes. Bring it all the way up to the ceiling. And then swan dive all the way back down. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to the floor. Step that left foot back. So you're going to open up, drop that heel down to the ground, pushing through both feet. You're going to rise straight up to warrior one. So same thing, you're strong through both legs. Strong foundation, stand up as tall as you can and raise those hands. Shoulders still aren't reaching up towards the ears. Shoulders are down and relaxed. Still breathing. Bring it all the way back down to the floor. Step that left foot up to meet the right. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to the floor. Engage everything. Bring it all the way up nice and strong. And then all the way back down. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to the floor. Step that right foot back. Rise straight up to warrior one. We're going to flow straight through these. So exhale down. Bring that foot in. Inhale all the way up. Exhale back to the floor. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to the floor. Step that left foot back. Rising straight up to warrior one. Exhale to the floor. Step those feet in. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to the floor. Bring it all the way up nice and strong. You see here that utilizing some of these muscles, exhale all the way to the floor, will start to engage those parts of the belly. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to the floor. Step that right foot back. Raise it all the way up. All the way back down to the floor. Step that foot in. Inhale to flat back. Exhale down. Rise all the way up. Exhale all the way to the floor. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to the floor. Step that left foot back. Rising all the way to warrior one. Flow here with your breath. Try to find your momentum. Bring it to the floor. Step that foot in. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to the floor. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to the floor. Step that right foot back. Rise all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Step that foot in. Bring it up to a flat back. Relax it down. Rise up nice and strong. Exhale back down. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to the floor. Step that left foot back. Rise all the way up to a warrior one. Exhale to the floor. Step that foot in. We're going to go one more each side. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, bring it all the way up nice and tall. Exhale back down to the floor. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Step that right foot back. Rise up nice and strong. Engage the whole body. So we're working the whole body as one mechanism. Take it all the way back down. Step that right foot in. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to the floor. Inhale up nice and tall. Last one. Take it all the way to the floor. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, hands down. Step that left foot out. Rise up to your final warrior one. Exhale it to the floor. This time, you're going to step that right foot back, then lower down into all fours. If you need a break here, you can sit back into child's pose and take a rest and pause the video. If not, we're going to come up to all fours. Got some dog hair on my mat. You're going to push your hands into the mat right underneath your shoulders, knees right underneath your hips, feet pushing into the mat and active. So that core is nice and engaged. Spread those fingertips. If your wrists are hurting, take a break, roll them out, or focus on distributing the weight between your index finger and your thumb. So from here, you're going to take that right foot straight back behind you. So the toes are pointing down towards the floor. You might even need to feel like you're turning that pinky toe in, and then the left hand's going straight out in front of you. So we're going to hold here for 3 big deep breaths. Feel everything nice and engaged. Don't drop down into the right shoulder. Nice and strong, pushing away from the mat. One more big inhale, and you're going to exhale and bring your nose and your knee together. And then straight back out and lower them down to the mat. So make sure you're setting yourself up. Both feet are pushed back into the mat. Both hands are pressed back into the mat. You're going to take that left foot, push it straight back behind you. Again, toes are straight down. Turn that pinky toe like you're trying to turn it into your other leg. Take that right hand straight out in front of you. 3 big deep breaths. The rest of the body, the right leg and the left arm are still also working. Couple big deep breaths. Big inhale, exhale, nose to knee. Take it back out nice and long, lower it down to the floor. We're going to flow through these alternating sides. So right leg, left arm, inhale nose to knee, exhale out nice and long, lower it right back down. Left leg, right arm, take it out nice and long, bring it in nose to knee, stabilize with that right leg, take it straight out, lower it down. 8 more. Right leg, left arm, nose to knee, out nice and long, sit it down. 7 more. Left leg, right arm, take it out, nose to knee, out nice and long, lower it down. 6 more. Right, left arm. Let it flow with your breath. Inhale out, nice and long. Exhale in, nose to knee. Exhale out, nice and long. Lower it down. 4 more. Two more. Last one. Take a little rest back in child's pose. So you're pushing your bottom, your sit bones down into your heels, walking your hands out in front of you, and lowering that forehead down to the mat. If you've worked up a sweat, some heat building, you can take a big inhale and exhale it out of your mouth. You can rest here as long as you'd like. Pause the video, or you can come back up to all fours. You're going to bring that right knee up towards the right wrist, and then you're going to turn, walk. You can use your hand if you need. That foot up. If it doesn't go up this far, that's fine. It can be back here. Then you're going to walk that left leg back. So you're in a nice deep stretch here. The goal is for your hips and your shoulders to be level. So that back leg is still active, and the right hip and bottom is being stretched. You can stay here. You can take your elbows to the mat. Make sure those shoulders and neck are relaxed, or you can take your arms all the way out. We're going to hang out here for a couple of big, deep breaths. Listen to your body. If it is hurting or if something's pinching, shoot me a message. Let me know. We can talk about it. But find what is just uncomfortable enough for you to be comfortable. Still focusing on that breath. Nice big inhales, nice big exhales. Both legs are active. That right foot is flexed to protect that knee. Shoulders are driving down and away from your ears. Neck is relaxed. We're going to slowly back out of this. So we're going to go back to all fours. You can take that leg out and stretch it, whatever feels good to you. Then you're going to slide that left knee up towards that left wrist and walk that foot around. Walk that right foot around towards your right, or that left foot around towards your right hand. Take that right leg back so it's nice and strong and active. Line up. Line up those shoulders and those hips so it would be just like you were standing. And then wherever you were on the other side, come there on this side. If it was down on your elbows, if it was straight out, try to match those sides. Again, we're going to be here for a few moments. Nice big deep breaths. Keep that left foot flexed, that right foot and leg engaged. And just see what comes up here. You've got this. It's uncomfortable. It shouldn't hurt badly, but it should be enough discomfort that you feel like it's going to release. It's going to stretch. It's going to help. Belly and pelvis are still active here, still involved in what we're doing. Couple more breaths, and then slowly start to back out of this and bring yourself back to all fours. We're going to do one more on each side. So slide that right leg up, drop that left leg back, and if this is enough for you, stay here. It's certainly enough for me on some days, and on others, I feel like I could go for a little bit more. If you feel like you could go for a little bit more, you're going to put your right hand in the center of your mat, so it's going to be a part of your foundation. That right foot is still flexed and engaged. You're going to take that left arm back and reach for that foot. We're going to hold for a couple of big deep breaths here. If you're still hanging out in that pigeon, we're still going to hang out there for a couple of big deep breaths. Go with what feels good to you. So the trick here is to avoid the slingshot effect. So you don't want to just let go of that foot and let it fly down, but you want to let go and slowly control it back down to the mat. Now bring yourself back up to all fours. Do the same thing on the other side. So left knee's coming up. You can either stay here in your pigeon, go where you're comfortable or just uncomfortable enough, or you can set that left foot up in the center of your mat. Reach that right arm all the way around to meet that right leg. And we're going to hang out here or in your pigeon for a couple deep breaths. This is your final pose of the day. Again, we're going to release, but you want to avoid that slingshot effect. So gently let go of the foot, slow and controlled, lower it back down to the floor. You're going to bring yourself back to all fours. So we're going to bring our legs together and sit back into that child's pose. So you're reaching your sit bones down to your heels, walking your hands out in front of you, dropping your forehead to the mat. If your shoulders are ready for a break, you can reach those hands back towards your toes and relax and hang out here for a couple big deep breaths. That's your final resting pose, so you can stay there for a few breaths. Give yourself a break and a pat on the back because you did good work today, as you do every day. If you would like to take a couple more of those pigeons and the stretches, by all means, take your time, stay equal on each side, and have a great day.